And this afternoon, members of the Med City's Jewish community gathered to remember Holocaust victims and survivors of the tragedy who are no longer with us. KIMT News 3's Jeremy Wall joins us live from Israel Synagogue, where he's learning more about the deeper meaning behind the remembrance ceremonies taking place all across the world. Jeremy.
Anthony, a small group of community members gathered today inside the synagogue to read the names of Holocaust victims and survivors, as you mentioned, who were connected to family members of congregants at B'nai Israel Synagogue. And it's all part of a holiday called Yom HaShoah. The Jewish Holocaust Remembrance Day, established by Israel, is commemorated each spring. The synagogue marks a day of remembrance every Sunday after the holiday. During this time, they remember 44 children and their teachers who were deported from France and taken to Auschwitz, where they eventually perished. Community members also honor family of congregation and family of congregation members who died during the Holocaust. Although the ceremony is observed on just one day, Days of Remembrance runs for an entire week. Rabbi Michelle Warner tells me it's an important time for the Jewish community to gather and stay connected with its history.
As time goes on, more and more people who were witnesses to these events are disappearing, and so those of us who have learned about these events have a greater obligation to pass on that teaching.
So I think this is what a lot of people don't understand, is how personal this is for all the members of the community. Even as the years go by and as there are fewer and fewer survivors still among us, that this shadow of the Holocaust is still such a part of our culture and our psyche, and it's important to personally remember that each year as a community and personally.
A date for Yom HaShoah was established because many of those Holocaust victims and survivors don't have family to remember them. Also, some of their dates still remain, or some of their death dates still remain unknown. Live in Rochester, Jeremy Wall, KIMT News 3.
Thanks, Jeremy. Important context there. According to the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum, Yom HaShoah marks the anniversary of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising.